Well, exciting Toledo Walleye hockey brought to you tonight by Metzger's Printing and Mailing and by ProMedica, the official healthcare partner of the Toledo Walleye. Matt Melzak, Rob Brzezinski here on BCSN, bringing you this game here tonight. And what a game it was, Rob. I mean, you were on the edge of your seat almost all night long.
Broken pucks, Matt. We saw just crazy plays and, a 5-minute major with 6 minutes left, and Toledo kills that off and goes to a crazy shootout. Toledo goes down 2-0 in the shootout, but as Coach said, they remain composed. By no stretch of the imagination was this a pretty win, Matt, but 2 points and a gutsy win tonight against a very game Kalamazoo.
Very good Kalamazoo team. Let's take a look at the highlights from this one, Rob. And I mean, you'd say, well, what kind of highlights you're going to have? There's only 3 goals in the game, counting the shootout game winner. But yet this one had a lot. This game had just about everything you could want in it. Great hits, physical play, and a lot of good scoring chances.
Great scoring chances from Toledo just by keeping it simple and direct. And Kyle Bonus here on a breakaway gets stoned, and that gave Kalamazoo a lot of life, and that led to a goal right here on the other end.
Yeah, a little turnover there, and Kalamazoo capitalized. The only time they would beat Jeff Lerg in regulation time and overtime all night long. And really, that kind of sparked Toledo. They got some great chances, and in the second period, though, it was more of the Jeff Lerg show, though.
Yeah, Jeff Lerg made a couple of huge saves, point-blank saves. Here's one right here with the glove. He makes that save, and just a few minutes later, it results in a goal on the other end. Great play by Ferk to set up Schwab here.
Absolutely. As you see, it's held in here by Ferk. Nifty move, and his backhander in front. Like Schwab told you in between periods, I just had to be there.
Rewarded for good positional play. And then Scott Monroe, boy, he played tough too for Kalamazoo, made some huge saves.
Yeah, he finished with 38 in the game. It's Scott Monroe, and maybe none bigger than that one on Holmstrom early in the third period.
And then Toledo on the power play just created several really good chances, did everything but score, Matt. And sure enough, Toledo tried what they could here. You see Burschbeck and others just trying real hard, and somehow just kept scoreless going into the third.
That was that big hit on Burschbeck, and then Lampold taking that one there that the linesman called. You can see Cody not very happy about it. This was a key moment of the game. This could have ended it for Kalamazoo. 5-minute major that they did not score on. Toledo's penalty killers did the job, and in overtime, Toledo got some great chances again.
Great chances just by going to the net and keeping it simple. But boy, Jeff Lerg, I couldn't say enough about his play tonight. He just made so many good saves, and Scott Monroe on the other end too made some really tough saves, and we went to the shootout, man.
Yeah, and in the shootout, early on, it was controlled by Kalamazoo. Justin Taylor scored as the first shooter in the game. Michael Leone was stonewalled the other way, so Toledo was behind a lot of the shootout, especially 2-0 after this goal went in.
Yep, after that you're thinking, well, it looked tough, but Luciani coming right back, kept Toledo in it. And, boy, I tell you what, some good composure here by Burschbeck too, go 5-hole. And then Jeff Lerg again comes up big.
And he gets a little bit of help here from Carria, who loses the puck on trying to make his move, and that set up Tyler Barnes here.
And just a nifty play to keep the goalie guessing, and then just good patience by Barnes to tuck it in on the backhand.
Yeah, so that ended up being the game winner as Toledo picks up the victory, 2-1, the final in the shootout. Rob?
Yeah, Matt, I'm here with Tyler Barnes, and we're going to keep it going here. And Tyler with the game winner in the shootout. Talk about that play. You're coming in off the forehand side. I know a lot of kind of opposite a lot of players do. What are you thinking there in that moment?
So I was coming from that side, and I kind of opened up a little bit, trying to freeze him and just try to beat him to that back post. And there wasn't a lot of room, but luckily his foot came up, so it found a little area.
Is that a move that you practice a lot in practice?
Yeah, I do. I get discouraged in practice though, because Lergy's so quick. He always beats me to that post.
Talk about the excitement, what this means for the team. I know things have been going well in the first half, and just a gutsy win against a gutsy Kalamazoo team.
Yeah, I mean, it was a hard-fought battle on both teams. I mean, both goaltenders played unbelievable, but you can't praise Lergy enough. I mean, he kept us in that game. We gave up a few chances that we're going to have to watch the film and wish we'll have back, but he just came up big in those situations for us.
I think we do have a replay here. Just take us through that moment.
Oh, I saw. Yeah, this is where I just came in from the outside and I tried to open up there and freeze him, and his foot came up right at the end there, so it had just a little bit of room.
And you see the explosion from not only the bench but also the fans, and there's the game winner for Tyler Barnes and Tyler. I mean, again, Kalamazoo, these games are getting tougher and tougher. Talk about, starting the second half of the season off right.
Yeah, I mean, it's a big-time rivalry game for us, and both teams showed up for that. You could tell with the physicality tonight, and, it's just a low-scoring, hard-fought battle. But it's big for us to get a win like that. We don't have many games like that. We haven't had so many this season. So, getting in a gritty game like that, that's a playoff game right there. So being able to come out on top of that, that's a big confidence boost going into the second half.
All right, congratulations,
Thank
Tyler, and the winner there in the shootout. And Matt, boy, I tell you what, tomorrow night with Allen, a couple of teams that are red hot and in the standings and in the points, and can't wait for tomorrow with the Americans and the Walleye.
Yeah, we're looking forward to it. You have two of the top offensive teams in the ECHL that will meet here tomorrow night at the Huntington Center. If you don't have tickets, go to ToledoWalleye.com and get yours to come on out and watch what could be a very exciting, could be end-to-end action tomorrow. We got a familiar face, Steve Martinson. You probably remember him as a coach. Last time he coached in this league was with the Chicago Express of a couple years ago. So he's a familiar name to this area, and we're going to see him tomorrow. He's the head coach of the Allen Americans. Rob, let's take a look at the stats from this game, the final numbers, and show you where everything shook out. Toledo finished this game with 39 shots on goal, Rob.
Yeah, early on, Toledo had the shot advantage, and all of a sudden there was a big surge by Kalamazoo, but a couple of power plays, and, considering Kalamazoo had that 5-minute, power play right at the end of the third, for Toledo to keep the edge in shots, that was a great job, a great kill by all those guys working the PK for 5 minutes.
Yeah, great work as well. And remember, with that penalty, Toledo had two of their defensemen in the box, so they were down to just 4 for most of that entire power play. Toledo did finish with a power play goal, Rob. That gives them at least one in 3 straight games, so perhaps that power play, and we saw they probably should have had another one late in that game against the number 3 penalty kill unit in the league. So maybe that power play is starting to amp up a little bit.
Yeah, and I tell you what, that's what you need. If you can get it done on special teams and you have that advantage where you kill off your penalties and you cash in on at least one or more, that's a big key to winning any hockey game, Matt.
Oh, it sure is. Toledo, what a way to start the weekend. Got the Allen Americans in here on tomorrow, and then Sunday the Wheeling Nailers in town. So it's a 3-3 all home hockey, and what a great way to start the weekend here tonight.
And with Wheeling fighting for a playoff spot too, they're not going to be coming in here, lightly. So these are another 2 big games coming up, Matt. A good test tomorrow against an Allen team, and then, Wheeling, another divisional test for Toledo.
Yeah, there's only 2 of those 7 teams that merged into the ECHL right before the start of the season that will come into Toledo. Allen is one of them tomorrow, and then in March, we'll see the Missouri Mavericks. So that basically will end this one here tonight from the Huntington Center. We'll remind you, Toledo taking on Allen tomorrow night, Saturday the 24th, 7:15 puck drop. Get your tickets now at ToledoWalleye.com. For my broadcast partner, Rob Roszinski, and our entire crew, my name is Matt Melzak. Once again, your final score, the Toledo Walleye 2, the Kalamazoo Wings 1.